Only one kid in history had ever attempted what Benny was about to. And he got eaten. So we were worried. Real worried. Even when Benny brought out the secret weapon. Shoes guaranteed to make a kid run faster and jump higher. PF Flyers.
We can't let him do this, man.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It is the Slate Laced podcast. We are here. We getting you through that hump day. We know it's that midweek grind, and we are definitely here for you. Been a little MIA here, but you know we back on track.
Yes.
Yeah. This episode is obviously a film episode. Well, maybe not obviously, but it is a film episode. We're going to be discussing Don't Look Up. But before we get to that, Blair, have you seen anything good recently outside of what we're talking about today?
Don't Look Up. Yeah, come on was dope.
You were saying that. Was that in theater? Select theater?
I don't know. It was in the theater I went to.
Oh, was that the A-list?
Okay. A-list in the Burbank.
Okay.
Got it. Come on was dope. I saw dang, what else did I see? That's the only one I guess that really resonated with me. Cause you know, I mean, I still been going all the time. I'm gonna try to go to bed too.
I ain't been. I'll be real honest.
Yeah.
But my first one back, I saw Scream, the new installment.
Oh, you did?
It was all right. It was interesting. It was definitely more of a teeny bopper feel on it.
Okay.
They brought back all the original characters, so that was cool. But yeah, it was just all right. Maybe that's another discussion we'll have. We'll go ahead and do Scream and kind of touch on everyone there. But I saw that one. It was decent. Then I saw, because I got the little box set of Sandlot, so I saw, what was the third one?
Is it Fresh and Squeeze?
It's worse than Fresh and Squeeze. It's the one after Fresh. It's the one after Fresh and Squeeze. So if you don't know what we're talking about, Fresh and Squeeze, it's Sandlot 2, and it's pretty weak. This one, you didn't think it'd get worse. I don't even know where they pulled these people from that were acting in this movie. The Sandlot kids acted their butts off.
They did.
These new age kids that they had in this third one, Sandlot Heading Home to be exact. I was like, this is everybody's first role. And then they try to capitalize off the first one jokes, trying to say the Great Bambino. It just don't hit like it used to.
Yeah, all of the classic lines is basically.
Yeah, they try to say it. Yeah, they brought back Squints.
Yeah. So hang on. You telling me you got a box set? So
yeah, I own it. You want to check it out tonight? You can watch Heading Home tonight.
So what do you mean you have the box? So you have
I got
Sandlot
1, 2, and 3. Yeah.
all in the box.
Yep. So if you ever want to see it, let me know. I'll hook you up.
I'm not playing.
I'm dedicated to this. I'm true to this, not new to this.
I know.
But yeah, so obviously the OG's the best, but it was just funny, like watching Heading Home, how much worse it got as they went on.
Yeah.
Because Fresh and Squeeze was weak, but
yeah.
I mean, it's still not as bad as the one I'm talking about. Like, I don't know. The storyline was okay. It was just the acting, and I'm like, and then trying to throw in those other lines and you know those one-liners just ain't gonna work. You ain't gonna beat the OG. It's just not gonna happen.
Yep.
But it just did so much better. I mean, it just did so well that I just think they try to bring it up every other year. But yeah, nothing beats that original Sandlot. But it was funny. It was a good little laugh. It's something to see when you're bored. So definitely check it out. That's the Sandlot Heading Home. But anyways. Not to take up too much of your guys' time, let's get into today's review. Like I said, we are talking Don't Look Up. That's the latest comedy from Adam McKay. You guys definitely know him. He has a wide resume. He's done, The Big Short.
Okay.
Oh, it looks like he's done Succession. I didn't know that.
The Big Short.
He did The Big Short. He did The Other Guys, which is a comedy that you and Eric always talk about, isn't it, right?
Yeah, he did The Other Guys.
What else did he do? A couple TV shows here and there, Hustlers. He's definitely known in that comedy world. Like, he's a big deal. Adam McKay, you definitely know him if you're into film and television. But the reason why I wanted to touch on this movie was that it's getting early Critics' Choice nominees and stuff like that. It created quite a buzz right when it first came out on Twitter, all that. The critics loved it. We'll get into the ratings obviously a little bit later, but because of that, because it was getting so much noise, and it's one of those films where it's a lot of heavy hitters in it, I wanted to check it out. So I think I saw it the same day, if not that weekend, when it dropped on Netflix. And then, did you know about it? Had you heard about it? Let's get into the initial thoughts.
I saw a trailer somewhere. I can't remember when and where I saw it, but a while back I did see one. Never connected that Don't Look Up, when you asked me to watch it, was that film.
Okay.
I just specifically remember him yelling in the newsroom.
Leo?
Yeah.
Leo the cat?
Yeah, in the trailer.
Okay.
And I was just like, what's this? And then I remember then it was like something the weather, because he's all about like nature and like recycling and making sure that like we pick up after ourselves and that the future is in good hands. And so like when we're all long gone, Earth is still here. So I know that this was one of more of his purpose type films. So I was
Leo himself.
Yeah, Leo
actor,
himself. Yeah.
He is very
Yeah, like he drives, electric vehicles, like all that type of stuff, So I was, intrigued, like, I wonder how that's gonna be. But then again, didn't think the title was Don't Look Up. Just remember seeing that and thinking about him and how he maneuvers. And then you said it, and then I sat down and watched it, and I was like, oh, okay, so this is the film.
Yeah.
And then,
Yeah, it's definitely a movie that was kind of shoved down our throats, like in the media.
Really?
Yeah, dude, it was big.
Well, I think I don't follow enough on.
Maybe
media.
not. Yeah.
Like I only follow like sneakers, houses, and cars and things like that. So I never really come across.
You got to get on the film enthusiast and all that.
Yeah. Because then it would.
And Rotten Tomatoes follow them. Yeah. So I guess that's where I hear it. And then I follow a lot of actresses and actors, so that as well. But really quick to get into the synopsis here. Don't Look Up. 2 low-level astronomers must go on a giant media tour to warn mankind of an approaching comet that will destroy planet Earth. So that pretty much sums up very well what the movie's about. It's starring Leonardo DiCaprio, Jennifer Lawrence, Meryl Streep, Kate Blanchett, Jonah Hill, Tyler Perry, Timothy Chalamet, Kid Cudi, Melanie Linsky. The list goes on and on. Ariana Grande. All the heavy hitters, when I said that, are literally in this movie. It's obviously written and directed by Adam McKay, like we said. So once in a while, they'll do these kind of movies where they throw everyone in it, and the expectations are high. So did they rise to the occasion? Let's start with some of the positives here. Blair?
So some of the positives I would say is they did get a solid cast. They got some people who are just very good actors, very well known. Definitely gonna grab people's attention. Definitely gonna get people in the seats and in front of the couch now, I should actually say, and watch this. So that definitely was a positive. Another positive for me is I didn't get what I expected. I did not get. Not saying that the film wasn't predictable, but as far as like the ending went, I thought things would be a little bit different and did not get that. So that was cool. I like how they brought a couple things full circle, particularly at the end, because that was kind of cool. I want to say that towards the end, a comment was made mentioning like the death of somebody, and they were curious how they would actually like die. And I completely forgot about it, put it out of my mind, continued to watch the film, and then was like, oh, dang, that's right. They did say that. Another positive was Leonardo did a really good job acting. He definitely never really let you down at all, but he definitely like carried the film, no doubt. He was definitely solid.
Yeah.
I was definitely all the way believing in the medication that he was needing to take, and like his illnesses or whatever it is that, you know, the things that he had, the like the anxiety and everything he was going through. Like, I mean, obviously, you know, there was solid camera choices that were allowed that like allowed him to carry it out, and we were able to see it in a convincing manner, you know. But I mean, he definitely carried it. Now that's pretty much what I have for the positives. I'm not trying to give away my true feeling for the film just yet, but those are my positives, and I don't really have too many more outside of that. And Jennifer Lawrence, like, being funny.
Yeah.
She was definitely the funniest in the film.
Yeah. No, I agree with most of your positives. I think obviously one for me is the cast. I'm a sucker for these kind of ensemble ones. So I like that Jennifer Lawrence is in it, Meryl Streep, all that. I definitely think that, what's his name? Leo and Jennifer Lawrence carried it very well. Strong performances. I like the plot line, the storyline. I think that's interesting.
So wait,
kind of
you like that, like they were like poking fun at like
yeah, so I like all the satire, the kind of making fun of the world today, poking fun, but at the same time shedding light on an important issue.
The Oval Office as well, and just how the okay, I can agree with you on that. That was that was kind of cool. Especially Jonah Hill kind of doing that.
Yeah. Jonah's always good too. That's another person that's always good. But yeah, I definitely like that it's poking fun at how we are today. The storyline's great. It's not your typical end of the world movie. It's definitely a comedic take on that. You know, it's not like your War of the Worlds or something like that. It's comedy. Obviously, I'm a huge fan of comedy, so I like that. But that's really it for me. I like the ending as well. We won't get into that, but the ending is good for me. The cast and the storyline are basically kind of the main positives for me. And I think that's what you get with your Adam McKay films, too. So shout out to him. But, you know, like you said, where there's good, there's bad. Blair, do you want to dive into some bad?
Let's do it. Film was too long.
How long was it?
2 hours and like 24 minutes, I believe.
It did. You did feel it.
You definitely felt
218.
it. 218. You definitely felt it. So that was first and foremost for me.
Interesting. You know, Blair always gonna touch on that runtime.
I'm always gonna touch on that runtime, and I think that that's one of the things that, like, when I get my opportunity to make films, is like I want to make sure that I don't have people sitting in the theaters too long. Because
unless it's every hit, every turn, you know, it's something.
Yeah. And I guess there's just no way for you to avoid a 2 hour and 30-minute film.
Yeah.
Okay, but for me, it's just like hour and 45 to 2 tops. That's like the sweet spot. Like, once you go over that, I feel like there's a lot of footage that you can actually cut out, and you know, you can still get the audience to understand, because like we're not stupid. You know what I mean? We're all somewhat semi-creative, you know, and we can put and piece things together. So that runtime was definitely lengthy for me, and the problem is that it just sort of like was just being drug along, right? Like once we understood what the problem was, what was going to happen, and them coming up with some type of solution, it was like, okay. So we can get all of this done in about an hour. And
there was a lot of like montages in the middle that just could have been chopped.
And it was just like
chop it out.
Right. Then it just continued to go, and I was like, dang. So what's going on, right? And then when you would think that like we were turning the corner, they would just introduce more like, you know, like segues. You know, they would move on and like start to introduce new things, and you were like, hey, like we really don't need all that right now. You know, this film is layered up enough as it is. We don't really need more information. We don't need you to bring in more things. So that was one of my main things. The second is I always have a difficulty watching comedy, because outside of watching stand-up, I don't really laugh when I watch movies. So it's like if you give me a movie that's called that's a comedy, I'm expecting to laugh. Like when I see Tropic Thunder, I laugh. You know what I mean? And so
you kind of like that slapstick comedy.
Not necessarily.
You like that goofy.
Not necessarily.
Yeah, because you be liking the other guys. Like I was watching the other guys like this, like
funny. Yeah.
That's how I watched the other guys. Like, not one smirk. It was alright, but it wasn't like the way y'all talk about it, like it was the greatest comedy ever made.
No, it's not. Well, you know, I'm not even a comedy person,
Yeah,
right?
the way you
Like,
talk about Tropic Thunder, like, it was cool.
Nah, and see, but
What's the other one you be doing? The dude playing the dude? Is that Tropic Thunder?
I'm the dude playing. Yeah, that's Tropic Thunder.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm
it's
saying.
just
But
alright.
here's the thing, though. Like, that's not even the greatest comedy to me.
No.
And when I say like greatest comedies and things like that, they still end up just being so story driven. You know, they end up just being like some old like '60s movie versus like.
See, the most slapstick I'll go is Horrible Bosses 1 and 2, and you know that's my.
See, and I won't.
But that's
even
the
go-
most slaps. That's the
saying,
most
but
like.
I don't even go horrible bosses.
That's. I'll
So
be rolling.
I don't know.
I'll be watching 2 like straight, just
Oh, I know.
dying.
You watch those movies religiously. You probably could say all the lines. It's just, yeah. So for me, it's like I'm sitting here watching this movie and I was like, dang, this is comedy? It's 25, 30 minutes in and I haven't even smiled.
I think they did get caught up in more making fun of like this woke generation a little bit.
Okay.
More than trying to make us laugh. I think it was a satire and how we are like politicizing everything. So maybe that was a lot of it.
Okay.
Why I didn't have as much of those jokes as we would have wanted, but
See,
definitely Jonah Hill was bringing that comedy.
Yeah, but I still wasn't like laughing with it. I thought
I
it
get
was
you.
like,
I mean, I wasn't woo either, so I feel
Right.
I get you.
But like I was like, dang, he killing it, right? Like I thought he was doing a good job, but I just wasn't like smirking, ready to laugh, kind of thing. Like
I get
Jennifer
it.
Lawrence made me laugh like twice in that film,
Yeah.
and that was the most laughing I had did, and that was just like, you know, like that.
Yeah.
It was that type of chuckle.
Yeah.
You know, so but again, like I thought Jonah Hill killed it, you know. I thought Jennifer Lawrence killed it, right? Like one of the funny parts was when they put the bag on her head, you know, in the cop car, but like that's not like, you know, like that. I don't know. To me it's still not necessarily comedy. But then I get it because it's not a drama.
Yeah.
So in my mind, it really is just like a disaster film.
Yeah.
But so that was one of my bigger gripes too, because it was just like comedy. Okay, not laughing. So there was that, and then now when you sit here and actually connected it for me that he did all these other films, I'm like, dang, he had hitters.
Yeah, he making money.
You know, and The Big Short, that film was really good. We all went and saw it. In the theater down the street back in what, like I want to say like 2012 or something.
Yeah.
We all went and saw it, and I remember it even won best screenwriting later that year. So I mean, he's done some really good. He's done some really good work. But then another one I think he did do a good job on, but at the same time, like I don't know, I didn't necessarily like. It's just like. I did like the storytelling aspects of how people would potentially react to being fed this news, you know, and it is kind of frustrating where you're just like, dang, is this how we would act if we found out that the world was ending in 6 months?
100%, yeah.
You know, this is very disappointing. But with that being said, the part that I didn't like about that, even though it was a very good, you know, job of storytelling, is just that I didn't like the whole social media aspect of like, here we are on TikTok, get in the clicks, and it's just like taking over the screen, and it's just like constantly happening. It was just like a little bit of overkill for me, but that's just a preference thing for me, because at the same time that was part of the
that's the message.
Yeah, exactly, and pushing it forward. So yeah.
For me, it was like it's very simple. Like the movie was just there. It was dull.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was entertaining, but was it really? You know what I'm saying? Like it was just there. Like I wasn't really captivated. I could look down at my phone a couple times.
Mm-hmm.
Like Blair said, it was 2 hours too long. You definitely felt those 2 hours. Was she? I saw it.
You saw it with her?
Yeah.
She told me she was not.
She might have been. But yeah, it wasn't. It didn't have enough engagement to like really just keep you like super locked in. Like I didn't miss any moments, but it wasn't a phenomenal film. Like, I'll sit here and say entertainment value as a positive all day, and that like this one I didn't say it. Yeah, like Blair said, it had those chuckles, those funny moments. Jonah Hill did good, Jennifer Lawrence did good, but then again, it just kind of fell flat. The only thing that was really great for me was like literally the storyline and how they were satirizing how we are today in the world. That was it. Like, I just like this unique take, this unique storyline. But outside of that, this movie didn't really do it for me. And outside of the cast, like, I mean, I think everyone was really transformed into their role. Kate Blanchett was pretty much unrecognizable. So that's good. But yeah, as far as I'm gonna get, put it up for Critics' Choice, which is already getting those nods for it, it's beyond me. It wasn't that great. I think that there are movies with these ensemble casts that we get we put on our rose-colored glasses because they have all these people in it and we want it to be good. Yeah. But it's more, did we want it to be good or was it good? And it just wasn't. It was all right. Like, it was just all right to me.
Yeah, I didn't think it was anything.
Yeah, so that was what it was for me. I was like, I really wanted to like it. I really went into this like, okay, let's see what this is about. Like, I'm excited, and it was just whatever. And that's never a good thing. I mean, luckily I didn't have nothing to do when I was seeing it. I think I was folding clothes. Yeah. There you go. I mean, yeah, God forbid I really set aside a movie night for this. It'd been bad. So yeah, I mean, that's the real negative for me. It's real simple. It's just the movie was just there. It was just on the screen. Didn't do nothing crazy or nothing special to me. So I mean, that's really it. But the critics kind of had a little bit.
Really? Because
well, the critics on Rotten Tomato did not do well. Okay. So let's start with the tomatoers. They gave it that young rotten 56%.
Yeah, I was like, because realistically, it wasn't. It just wasn't even there. And the fact that if they even give it, because I see like the ads now where they calling it Best Picture, and I'm just like,
no, it's gonna win the Critics' Choice.
It definitely has.
Critics' Choice nominee is Under the Movie on Netflix.
I don't know how many bad films have won, but if this wins, it'll definitely be up there where it did not win deservingly.
But again, we're in this climate.
I understand we're in the climate.
So I think that's why it might get.
And I understand there's like maybe a shortage of films
that are
to even be able to run up against it, but it's just like
this is guilt. This is equivalent to the White Guilt Award when there's a movie about slavery and then it just wins. Like this is the 12 Years a Slave. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, white people just feel guilty. So let's just nominate it because they was getting beat. Like, that's what this is with the Critics' Choice. Like, oh, it's touching on how we act. Let's just do it. Like, that's how we're right wing versus left wing. Let's just nominate it. So that was shocking that Rotten Tomatoes gave it a 56%. I thought it would be way higher. But the people seem to like it because the peeps of IMDb gave it a 7.3. That's pretty high for this. That's pretty high for a comedy in general. Yeah. To get a 7.3?
Yeah, most comedies really only get like a 5 or a 6.
Yep, exactly. 5 is like the really where it's at. You know what I'm saying? Like, dramas and heavy hitter tearjerkers, all that, get the 7s and up. So 7.3 on IMDb is huge. Yeah, like, that's crazy. But with that said, we got to get into the Slate rate, the only rating that matters.
Only rating that matters.
1 to 5 Blair on originality. I think this is going to save it for me, but go.
4.
Why are you pausing so long?
4. Because I'm still trying to be realistic.
I'm trying to be realistic too, because you don't want that rating to get high.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, that's the great thing about the Slate rate.
If I give it a 5, I'll give it a 4. It's gonna, and that ain't.
But here's the thing: is the Slate rate is true. If this thing is original, that's what we base this meter on. Like, it's an original film. Like, whether it was super entertaining, you're gonna see a new concept.
I like the concept. Like I said, the execution was cool. It was slightly different. It was slightly different.
The only thing that's the same is the fact that it's a disaster movie. You can put it in that category. But everything else is very, very original.
Now I will say, like 20 years from now, like all of these social media films will be out in the open, and you obviously then you dock down the ratings because it'll be like, okay, it's just a cluster. It's just one of many. But as of right now, we don't have like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of social media type films. So
maybe in the future, if we ever are still doing this, we'll do a revisit and we'll go back and re-rate these. Like, man, this mug was garbage.
Did not age well.
Yeah, like everything is gonna be politically correct, I'm sure. So some things is definitely not gonna age well. Some TV shows already don't age well. But anyway, on originality for me, I got it at a 4.5.
Oh, shoot.
Because I'm not going to give it that 5.
Yeah.
But it's pretty original.
Yeah.
1 to 5 entertainment. I ain't going to go super harsh.
Yeah, I'm going to say...
Because you can watch it.
Yeah, because I'm going to say I knew the film was long, but I didn't really watch the clock. I'm going to say that Leonardo, Jonah Hill, Meryl Streep, Jennifer Lawrence made the film entertaining.
They carried it with their performances.
They definitely did, and I think the way he wrote those characters, like it was cool. It's just the overall story and the length and like how absurd it was is what like didn't really make the film as good as it could have been.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and knock him for it because when you look at the list of films that he did, you already know I like quite a few on there. So it's like I like the dude, It's just that I just didn't necessarily like that. And he wouldn't even be mad at that, because it's just like he'd be like, "You're still a fan of my stuff,"
I'm gonna wait for someone to call us out on this one day. Right. One day we gonna run some hot water with a filmmaker. I just said he was cool. Nah, but when we've trashed. We've trashed them, and they're gonna be like, "Nah, remember?"
But I'm
gonna always keep that same energy. I'll invite them on, please.
Always gotta own it.
Please come on, and we'll debate it.
Yep.
Great debaters.
That was a good one.
Shout out to Denzel.
Yep. I got it at 2.
That young dose. So what you got? 6? 6 out of 10. Okay.
You can't go higher than that. That's high enough.
I'm really kind of with you. 2. I'm wondering. Entertainment. Like Blair said, I didn't check the clock, but it felt. But you felt it.
You did feel it.
You felt it. He was like, "Woo, we still going." There was a whole lot of chunks in the middle. Chopped it. Did I laugh? I like this. I was engaged-ish. I'm gonna go 2.5.
Okay.
So I got a 7 out of 10. 7 and 6.
That 7's a little high for me. Even the 6 is high for me. So
it's high, but look, at the end of the day, you're gonna see something you haven't seen before.
Yeah.
Whether it's phenomenal or it's just whatever, you have not seen this. It's not redundant. You're not gonna be like, "Oh, this is just like such and such." No.
Yeah.
You are going to see something original from Adam McKay, and it has a great ensemble cast. They all deliver fantastic performances. So at the end of the day, take a look at it. Do your homework first.
So
take care of your chores.
You should watch it.
Eventually, get there.
Okay.
Do what you got to do first, then watch it. But yeah,
I would say,
check it out.
Don't look up.
Don't look at it.
Don't look at it. And don't run, but walk.
Yeah. Take your time. Sit down. Have a break. Have a drink. Don't run. You don't need it. It's just all right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else, Blair, before we wrap?
No.
We're definitely going to get into more movies. Like I said, this is kind of a down little theater time for me. I looked at the AMC app and I was like, trash.
Come on.
Don't want to see it. Come on. I'm not into the Spider-Man thing. I know that was the biggest thing since sliced bread.
Come on, with heat.
Yeah. Are you into the Spider-Man?
I haven't seen the other one, so I can't watch it yet. I'm down.
I ain't even really into the OG.
We saw the OG.
Yeah, but was it? Was it great?
Not necessarily.
Yeah, we saw Tobes. We saw Tobes doing his thing. Yeah. Mr. McGuire, but outside of that, I was like, okay. Yeah. But I'm also not a superhero gal. I'm not a superhero gal. So I'm not into that. I might have to check out Come On. I also wasn't trying to see Tragedy of Macbeth.
I heard it was good.
I like Denzel. I like, what's her name? Homegirl.
Oh, I don't know. I don't even know who's in it other than Denzel.
The lady, the white lady, she's a big deal. What's her name? Now I gotta look it up. She was in that movie that me and Mom liked.
I don't know.
Bridges of Madison, not Bridges of Madison County.
Oh, Three Bridges.
Two billboards.
3 billboards. 3 billboards.
3 billboards outside of Epping County or something.
That movie was good though. Francis McDermott is who you talking about.
We said 2 billboards, 3, the bridges. Yeah, Frances McDormand, she be hitting though. She
is good. She was also the one I was working at Amazon and doing the
3 billboards outside Ebbing, Missouri. Yeah, it was a phenomenal film.
Didn't that win Best Picture? Or
8.1. Go watch that right now. It was phenomenal.
That movie was.
Oh man!
But hang on, because she did the other one. That's killing me now. But yeah, she was the one I was living at in out of the van.
Yeah. You saw Nomadland.
Nomadland.
Yeah.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah. And Francis loved Denzel, but really could care less about Shakespeare and iambic pentameter and all that other crap. Don't care. So I didn't want to see that. And then it was just other kind of like iffy stuff in the theaters right now. So I'm gonna wait for the AMC to take that upswing before I go back to those theaters. But yeah, 3 billboards was hitting, so go check that out. Took us a minute to get there, but we got there. So obviously we got more sneaker content coming. I got a lot to say about some of these releases coming out because they coming out with some heavy heat. Okay. From what I've seen, so we'll definitely touch on that next podcast.
Definitely from what you've seen, yeah.
But yeah, you ain't seen no heat?
Definitely from what you've seen, yeah.
No heat?
You've seen heat.
Yeah, but I mean,
You've seen fire and I've seen rain.
I have seen, but I mean, I'm also a colorway gal. But no, I've seen some really interesting shoes coming out. But anyways, on that note, guys, it is the Slate Laced gang. We are out of here.